Yam Shaivasamupasate Shiva iti Brahmeti Vedantino Buddha Buddha iti Pramana Padavaha Kartedi Nayyayika Arhan Nityatha Jaina Shasana ratāha Karmeti Mīmāṃsaka Soyam vo vidadhātu vāñchita phalam Trailokyanaatho Harihi Soyam vo vidadhātu vāñchita phalam Trailokyanaatho Harihi Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shruti shikhara giram mukhyata atparya bhumihi Yasmajjatam samastam jagadidam amrtat vyapya sarvam sthito yaha Yasyam sham shavataraihi suranaravanajayir rakshitam sarvame tad Tam bhūmanam mukundam hridigatamamalam krishnameva prapadye Tam bhūmanam mukundam hridigatamamalam krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridaya kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyag Swatmananda Prabodhaka Harihi 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 Om Tatsat Jaya Guru Jaya Guru Jaya Guru. Now we shall have 3 times jointly the recitation of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara. Interlock your fingers, put them on your lap, sit comfortably erect, close your eyes, open the mouth and heart and join me. But remember that this joint recitation you should feel should spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all the creatures thriving upon the earth. You must tell me at the end of the talk, Swamiji, I am feeling it. I feel so. The mind accepts it and there is an effect. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. Today I find that the reciting is not so full-fold. What happened? Karpanyadoshopahat
Karpanyadoshopahat
Swabhavaha
स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
पृच्छामि त्वाम् धर्मसम्मूढचेताः
धर्मसम्मूढचेताः
यच्छ्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहम् शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् शिष्यस्तेऽहम् शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् The first line, it cannot be split. It's a single word. Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha. That is, I will say 2-3 times, you learn. Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः.
Now be ready, we are having the concluding session. I am going to say something very, very significant and singular. Arjuna came to the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I have repeatedly said 4.5 million warriors were present there. I also said yesterday that it was a continental war. It was not an inter-kingdom fight. So from how many kingdoms people would have come there? Why did they come? If it was an affair between Arjuna and Duryodhana, do you think all these people would have come? Huh? In India now, some demonstrations are going on. The issue is primarily in a state. But the whole India has started participating in the demonstration. What do you say? It is not an individual matter at all. It was something very stupendous, collective, continental in character. In such an undertaking, can Arjuna take an individual, constricted, selfish stand? Huh? That selfishness was blinding him. So right from the beginning, after correcting Arjuna, what did Krishna say? He said, Natvevaham. Before that he said, the enlightened people do not grieve over death or birth. Is it a statement applicable only to Arjuna or to all? See, he enlarged the perspective. It was no more one Arjuna fighting and getting confronted by the war. So that selfishness in him, Krishna was targeting it. And he started speaking in a collective and a universal manner. Ashocyan anvachocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasumscha nanushojandi pandidaha. He started using the third person in plural form. Pandidaha, the enlightened people, do not grieve over either birth, either death over the dead or over the living. See, this one point of view, I don't know whether you are with me. This one point of view will simply expand your mind and heart. What is there individualistic in your life except the body? Are your eyes yours alone? Tell me. We all have similar and parallel eyes. We have similarly the ears, the nose. What about our mind? What about our intelligence? What about the inlying soul, the wonderful thing? Our body also is a biological aggregate. It is the same in everyone. Except you are constricted by a body, that's all. All of us are living upon the earth, upon the ground. We are able to live, move, walk, sit and lie only because of the gravitational pull of the earth. And that is something very common, collective for all. We are breathing the air. We are drinking water. We are eating the vegetables grown on the land. We are wearing dress made by some people somewhere. Where is that constricted individuality in our life? Everywhere we see something collective and societal or individual and constricted. Tell me. That collective feeling one must have. Arjuna was missing it. Looking at 4.5 million warriors assembled there, he was still thinking, my relatives on both sides and they, but what is this? His relatives alone were present there. What would have been the percentage of his relatives there? So it is very important. The entire subject is discussed by Krishna with a view to generate, enlarge Arjuna's vision. And you will find the subject of discussion is completely universal, right from the beginning. After having said that the enlightened people will not grieve over either the dead or the living, he said, look at me. I speak with my own personal experience and realization. There was no time when I was not. Is it true of me alone? No, there was no time when you were not. It is equally true of Bhishma, Drona and all the others who are present here. The truth I am presenting before you, Arjuna, is not to be applied to one individual alone. It is a truth applicable with a universal dimension and relevance. We are all here because we were. We were, we are, and we shall also be. Never speak about death of anybody. The body may fall. The body is yours, not you. The body is mine. It is not the I. There are many things like the body. My body, my shirt, my house, my children, my parents, my car, my book, my everything, my world. But the I is only one. And all of them refer to themselves as I. Where is the individual constriction there? In saying I, are you finding a universal dimension or are you finding the constricted, selfish, individual dimension? Answer me. Is not the I universal? Yes. Huh? Yes. Why is it that Arjuna speaks like this? And now he discusses. What does he discuss? Arjuna, listen to me. Understand what is life. You are living here. I am also living. Bhishma and Drona also are living. Living is something common for all of us. There is nothing special about it. We are breathing the same air. We are walking on the same ground. We are lying also on the same ground. Everything is common here. Understand this universal nature of life itself. It's not one individual. It's not that one body alone is born and that grows, after some time that falls. All bodies grow. All bodies were born. And all bodies will live for a while. And all of them will perish one day. Understand nature in its completeness. Try to understand your own life. Think beyond the body. Your body is an inert material mass that cannot make life at all. What animates the body and activates the body is the presence within you. That presence is not individualistic at all. What do you speak of life? What is life? So Krishna discusses life also in a very universal manner. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha duhkadaha agamapayino anityaha tan tidikshasva bharata. You told me that nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachogam uchoshanam indriyanam. Krishna, my whole body is scorched by an overpowering grief of the mind within. You spoke about grief. Is grief personal or is it common? Enna pesami irukkallinga. Is grief common or it is only personal? It is common. You are the only person who grieve? What about happiness? That is also universal. So understand that life itself in its universal dimension. Here is an explanation I give you. Listen to me carefully, Arjuna. Matra sparsha. Matra sparsha. Say. The word matra refers to by which you measure and cognize. By what do you measure the world? Measure your own body. By the senses in you. So the eyes are senses, ears are senses, nose, tongue and skin. We have five knowledge senses. These senses are called matras because it is with and by the senses where we cognize, measure and ascertain the existence. The world. The world doesn't measure us. We measure the world. We cognize the world. When you look at the wall, does the wall look at me? Will look at you? When you look at the body, does the body look at you? No. So where is this perception taking place? So we have five senses. Therefore, the world also is five objects. Tell me, in reality, in your experience, are there infinite variety in this world or the world consists of merely fivefold objects? What are they? Sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. Tell me now, the world consists of seemingly infinite variety. Where are the variety? Where is the variety? For everything it is us, it is we. And the five senses are common to all. Therefore the objects also are common. The world is common. Life is common. And what is this life? There is a common and a universal description and definition for life. Matra sparsha. Only 4 letters he has used. It is the contact between the senses on the body and the seemingly present objects around. I say seemingly present. Really they are not present. When we look at them, we find them to be outside, etc. But when you experience them, is that experience external or is it internal? I told you again and again, I say, our body is an inert mass. It has no potential to generate an experience or knowledge. The senses also are equally inert. So can the body and the senses produce any experience? Then where is the experience coming from? From within the body. So the entire life is nothing but an interaction between the senses and the objects. These interactions commence when you wake up, not when the world wakes up. You wake up. From where? From what? From your sleep. I slept and then I wake up. When I slept, everything went off. Who wiped off the entire world? Huh? You are not conscious of the body, conscious of the mind. You are not conscious of the intelligence or ego. You are not conscious of the world. Everything was wiped off. And the viper alone remained there. You should understand this point. It is your experience. In less than an instant, our inner presence wipes off 16 or 17 hours of interactions and interactional results. And then puts you to sleep. How long? For half the duration. Not for 20 or 30 minutes, my dear souls, for 8 long hours. And without sleep, one cannot wake up. And you are waking up only to sleep. Can you avoid sleep and be wakeful? Huh? In the sleep, the body generates cells which have been used up in the wakeful hours. It needs darkness and also sleep. So the life is nothing other than contact between the senses and the objects. And these contacts produce shītoshna sukha duhkha dāha. Arjuna, this is not only for you or for me. This is for all. For all creatures it is so. For every being it is so. So is not Krishna discussing life in a universal manner? Huh? Yes. Is it not an expansive, all-inclusive definition? This is how the individual becomes universal. You should understand that your life is not restricted only to you. You are interconnected with anything and everything in this world. Everything. Never say or feel, mine. What is there special in your family? What is there special in your body? What is there special in your house? Nothing is special. Everything is common. As you are, so are others. Here is an explanation of life which makes you think universally, not individualistically. Matra sparshat tu kaunteya shītoshna sukha duhkha dāha. Arjuna, when I say cold and heat, they are felt and generated by the body. But sukha dukhas are generated by the mind inside. But they are like cold and heat. What is meant by cold and heat? One is opposed to the other. In the same manner, sukha dukhas are opposed to each other. What is dukkha is not sukha, and what is sukha is not dukkha. One is opposed to the other. But neither of them can be alone. They can only be there one after the other as alternating with one another. So either you have sukha and dukkha or you have neither. You have an experience of sukha. That is why you say, this is not sukha, it is dukkha. So what enables you to say, this is dukkha? Why keep quiet? Answer me. It is the experience of Sukha that makes you say, Sukha is gone, this is dukkha. So to identify dukkha, what is the help required? So a preceding Sukha is necessary to have a succeeding dukkha. In the same manner, a preceding dukkha is necessary to have a succeeding Sukha. They are complementary, mutual. So can you ever hope to have Sukha without having dukkha? So is dukkha necessary and indispensable or not? If it is necessary and indispensable, what is there to grieve at over it? This is India. This is our wisdom, mind you. We will dance with our life. We are people who dance with God. Shitoshna sukha dukkha. The entire variety of the world, infinite variety, our senses reduce to 5. And the mind reduces the 5 into 2. And the 2 also are dissolved when you go to sleep. Tell me, who makes sukha dukkhas? Who dissolves them? Huh? Is it a definition for Arjuna alone? Or it's a definition for all people living in the world? So, will not this understanding then instantly instill and promote and strengthen your universal thinking? I have to get an answer. Yes. My dear souls, shed your constriction. Do not be blinded. Do not be idiotic. Do not be deluded. Try to become wise. Use your intelligence and discretion and discrimination. I will no more complain about dukkha, you should say, before getting up from here. No more will I seek sukha. If I am living, sukha dukkhas will come. Each will come, go, bring the other, that also will go. While they come and go, I remain to experience them, to witness them, and to remain afloat in both. Are you not already afloat in sukha dukkhas? No answer. No answer. Are you not experiencing sukha dukkhas? Yes. Do they trouble you? How will they trouble you? They come only to go. The winking of the eyes, does it trouble you? The secretion of saliva, does it trouble you? Then what is the trouble? The trouble is with your ignorance, with your delusion. Understand the way life is something very general, very general. It was like this, it is like this, and it is going to be like this. Agama payinaha, they come and go. They are only given to coming and going. They are never given to stay. No sukha will stay. No dukkha also will stay. Sukha has nothing more than what dukkha has. In fact, there are no two. Either it is all greater and greater degrees of dukkha and lesser degrees of dukkha, or it is greater and lesser degrees of sukha. What is light? It is the lowest degree of darkness. And what is darkness? It is the lowest degree of light. There are no two things at all. You don't want to have dukkha. Still, do you have it or not? Huh? In the same manner, from today onwards, for 1 week, never think of sukha and want it. And report to me whether you still have sukha or not. Did you not understand what I said? We try our level best to avoid dukkha. Still we have it. If every time dukkha comes, it means sukha was and sukha will be. For every note of dukkha, there was sukha. And there will be. See, dukkha is betwixt two sukhas. And Sukha is betwixt two dukhas. So which is better? Obviously dukkha is better. Because on both sides we have Sukha. Let us be wise. Shirikada manam. You should start smiling at your own foolishness. Anityaha. They are fleeting, transitory. Tan tidikshasva bharata. My dear Arjuna, tan tidikshasva. Forbear them. Forbear them. Forbearance is not physical. It is inwardly. It is inward. This understanding will enable you to mitigate dukkha, and to be comfortable with Sukha. Without any fear whatsoever. When Sukha has come, understand that dukkha has gone. And the Sukha also will go only to bring Sukha again. Have no preference at all or prejudice. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agamapayino anityaha tan tidikshasva bharata. Would you like to recite this sloka? This is the one sloka I mark in Bhagavad Gita as the one to be learned, understood and experienced. Matra sparshastu kaunteya
Matra sparshastu kaunteya
shitoshna sukha dukkadaha
Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha
agamapayino nityaha
Agamapayino nityaha
tam sthidikshasva bharata
Tam stitikshasva bharata
tam sthidikshasva bharata.
Tam stitikshasva bharata.
Recite it, recite it. Be attuned to it. Let the melody get dissolved into your mind, into your brain, into your intelligence, and see what happens. See, when you are weak, doctors give you an injection, sometimes intravenous. You instantly feel vigorous. Similarly, the mind and the intelligence will feel greatly vigorous. But be attuned to them. Recite them. Sound is the only agency which can link up the body with the intelligence. Every word, it is actually energy, sound energy. But what it contains and conveys is knowledge. Knowledge. Where are these ideas formed? And how are they transformed into sounds? What do you think of your own body, your own head, your own brain? I don't know where the ideas are formed. Doctors say in the brain. And how are they transmitted into the vocal system so that they come out in the form of intelligible sounds, word combinations? It's a wonderful link. Produce a sound. Make sure that it is well done, representative enough. And then hear the voice. Produce it and hear it. Produce it and hear it. It will touch the eardrum and then from there go to the brain center. A beautiful cycle is formed. If you can focus on it with attention, you will have instant exhilaration and ecstasy. Recitation is a great cultural practice. Recitation, recitation, recitation. You can make a recitation wonderful and vibrant, radiant. Now this very discussion, you see, Arjuna is becoming that sarvatrika. From his narrow perception, narrow identification, the mind begins to grow because he is discussing life in general. I don't know whether I am clear to you. Huh? See, this is a very impersonal, impartial and universal analysis. When you make this kind of an analysis, automatically your mind becomes universal. Your intelligence becomes universal. You no more feel constricted. In fact, everything within our body is universal. The air we have, the water we have, the mind we have, the intelligence we have, the ego we have, not to speak of the self, I, everything is general, collective, universal. Yam hina vyadhayandyede purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram somrtatvaya kalpade. Arjuna asked for Shreyas. Shreyas means everlasting goodness, welfare. So he says, that Shreyas you will get. Yam hina vyadhayandyede purusham purusharshabha. Oh powerful Arjuna, you are powerful physically, but you are weakling mentally. I want to empower your mind. I want to enlighten your intelligence. As your body is mighty, I want your mind and intelligence to be magnificent, profound. And this is the way for it. Ede sukha dukkhaha. These transitory sukha dukkhas, whose mind is not shaken by them, who is not afflicted by them, tormented by them. Sukha dukkhas are inevitable, indispensable. In the sensory level we have sound, touch, etc. 5. In the mind level we have only 2 responses. And the 2 responses are sukha dukkhas. They are very natural, inevitable. Just like breath, they sustain us. They sustain us. Can you imagine a life where no sukha and no dukkha are there? Of what use will be such a life? So, these sukha dukkhas, yam hi navyadhayandi. Who is not tormented, afflicted, tortured, overpowered by them. Allow the sukha dukkhas to freely come and go. Just like you allow the eyes to see, ears to hear, nose to smell, tongue to taste, and skin to touch. Allow the mind, my dear mind, go ahead with your sukha dukkha productions, responses. I am harmonious with them. As I am harmonious with my senses, I am harmonious with you, with the sukha dukkhas you produce. I also know that the sukha dukkhas along with you, the mind, themselves will vanish for half the duration of my wakefulness. If wakefulness has to survive, it has to be supported and complemented by sleep. As sleep and wakefulness are complementary, sukha dukkhas and sleep are also complementary. Samadukha sukham dhiram somrtatvaya kalpade. If you have to become uniform towards both, what is the attitude? Samadukha sukham dhiram. Now you prefer sukha and you have a prejudice for dukkha. Either drop the prejudice or drop the preference. Which would you like to drop? Understand, both are complementary. One brings the other. So what is there to choose in between? If sukha is necessary for dukkha and dukkha is necessary for sukha, where is the choice in you? I am neither interested in this nor disinterested in the other. I am equally at home with both. Bas, this is the attitude. And to make you feel so, say so, and ascertain so, sukha dukkhas are constantly coming. It is like swimming in drowning waters. You learn to swim, move your hands and feet, raise your nose and head above, and you can float. No drowning. In the same manner, make Sukha Dukkha's the waters on which you remain afloat. Is it possible or not? Tell me. Huh? When? It is possible when you understand the process. Whenever Sukha Dukkhas come, instantly the idea of samatva towards them. Equalness, evenness. Evenness can be practiced only when there are uneven factors before you. So the Sukha Dukkha's nature produces, your life produces. And samatva, evenness, your intelligence produces. So let there be a harmony between the intelligence and the mind. Intelligence is the only agency which can work on the mind at all. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. So Krishna is using the tool of intelligence to arouse and awaken the intelligence of Arjuna. And there is a beautiful alliance between the two. This is what we want. Your intelligence is dormant. You are mortgaging it. You are never using it. You use it for external purposes. To deal with the objects of the world. To deal with your body. But you never use them to deal with the mind. To deal with the Sukha Dukkhas. To deal with the unevenness which the mind suffers from. Samadukha Sukham Dhiram. Sukha and Dukkha are there only to make me even-minded towards them. So my dear Sukha Dukkhas, I am even-minded. I am even towards you. I am equipoised. I am equal towards you. Come, come, come. I challenge Dukkha, remain forever. Sukha, you also remain forever. Both of them will fail. But I will not fail. You come and go, but I remain. I remain. You come and go. So are you superior to Sukha Dukkhas or inferior? Superior. If you are superior to Sukha Dukkhas, do you know what it means? You are superior to the whole world. Because the whole world, with all the infinite variety of objects it has, can enter you through the five senses only to produce Sukha Dukkhas. So the entire world equals Sukha and Dukkha. And these Sukha Dukkhas you are floating over. Are you not floating over the entire world then? What is it? All of you say yes or all of you say no. What is this? Partial understanding. The entire world, through your five senses, can produce only Sukha Dukkhas repeatedly. And these Sukha Dukkhas you have evenized in your mind. So they have become powerless as separate units. You understand them to be mutual and complementary, and you are at home with both. The preference and prejudice together have totally dissolved. So I become afloat. This means you are afloat the entire world. Is there anything the world can cause you except Sukha Dukkhas? When a person understands this, tell me, how much of universal dimension will he imbibe? Your family will go, your society will go, the whole universe will start shining in you. Every bit of my life makes me universal. Every experience of mine makes me universal. Every perception. See how the individuality dissolves and the universalness dawns and prevails. Only by analyzing our experience of life. Our life is experiential. Samadukha sukham dhiram. Somradatvaya kalpade. Would you like to chant the verse? Yam hina vyathayandyede.
Yam hinam vyadhayantyete
Purusham Purusharashabha
Purusham Purusharashabha
Samadukha Sukham Dhiram
Samadukha Sukham Dhiram
Somrtatvaya Kalpade
Somrtatvaya Kalpate
Somrtatvaya Kalpade.
Somrtatvaya Kalpate.
By analyzing the dead and the living, by analyzing life now and the Sukha dukkha's it constantly produces. See how the mind is released from the constriction and it becomes universal right here and now. This is what is meant by sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. That sarva dimension. Even in Vishnu Sahasranama, what is the first word? Vishwam. Will you ever find such a statement anywhere? Vishwam means universe. And that is an epithet of Mahavishnu. Vishwam. So where are you living? In Lord Vishnu? Or call it Lord Shiva, it does not matter. We don't have to go to Vaikuntha. This Vishwa itself is Lord Vishnu. And you are already in Vaikuntha. Realize this, discern this. Be attuned to it. Stabilize this vision. Vishwam, Vishwam, Vishwam. A man who understands this, tell me what will be your attitude towards the world. It is no more a belligerent or an opposite world. It is really the heaven, harmonious, 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 fulfilling, fulfilling. You don't have to go anywhere. Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upanad gudhapadasya nanu charmasthrudaiva bhū. Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi. When the mind becomes full and complete, you will find the entire world is laden with nectar. When the mind is jagged and broken, the entire world is jagged and broken. When the mind is full and beautiful, the entire world is full and beautiful. No more fragmented. How? Where a pair of sandals may be made out of leather. Go anywhere you want. You don't have to spread leather on the earth. You will find it is laden with leather because you carry it in your feet. Exactly in the same manner you will find when the mind is full and complete, everywhere is complete and full. My dear souls, can you not bring about this transformation? Can you not bring about this elevation? Can there be anybody upon the earth who will dislike this development? Huh? I say spirituality makes a thief a better thief. All of them will remove that sentence from my letter. It makes a thief a better thief. A bad man a good man a better man the best man a super best man, the super best man a deluxe man. This is spirituality. This is spirituality. It deals with the spiritual constituents in our personality, namely the mind and the intelligence. Not a flower is thrown here. Not any payasam or pudding is offered. It's all applying your own mind and intelligence. It's a mento-intellectual pursuit to bring about salutary effects on the mind and intelligence themselves, not on the body. In the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Shaknoti haiva yas sodhum prak sharira vimokshanad Kama krodhodbhavam vegam sa yuktaha sa sukhi nara. In America, I was telling that retreat program. See, there are some verses in Bhagavad Gita, each of which is complete and full. There is no reference to God or the self. How many times shall I repeat it? There are some verses in Bhagavad Gita where no reference is made to God or to the soul. But that shloka is, that verse is full and complete for you to get fulfillment. Here is one such shloka. Shaknoti haiva yasodhum prak sharira vimokshanad. Before leaving the body, what shall I do to make these words sink into yourself? Before leaving the body, not after, before. Shaknoti haiva yasodhum. Whoever is able to forbear before leaving the body, kama krodhodbhavam vegam. The impact, the urges called kama and krodha, passion and prejudice. Kama and krodha. Sayuktaha. He is the most integrated yogi. Sasukhi naraha. He is the most comfortable and happy person. Have you got the message? Huh? Where do you have to go to, my dear souls? Huh? Kama krodhodbhavam vegam sodhum. Understand that kama and krodha, raga and dvesha, ishta and anishta, these are the only things in us, nothing else. The newborn baby puts something bitter into the tongue, put something sweet. That ishta and anishta, love and hatred, right at the time of birth, this delusion grips us and it overrules us, overwhelms us, overpowers us, dilutes us at every point of time. If there are a couple of children born in the house, the parents will have a distinction between the two. He or she is better. They may say no. Everywhere. Half a dozen people come to your house. After seeing them, you say, 3 of them I like, 3 I don't. Do you know everything about them to like and dislike? But we are that. Kamakrodhodbhavam vegam. When you are able to tolerate, bear, and be in harmony with them, never be moved unduly by passion, nor by prejudice, on any account whatsoever, anywhere in the world, in the home front, in the office front, in the societal front. Where are you running? What are you going to get? By climbing mountains. Climb the mountain within your heart and mind. Only 2 things are there, kama and krodha. And you have a few decades of life before the fall of the body here and now. Be at home with these 2. Never do an action out of greed. Do not do an action out of hatred. Whenever something is necessary, you do. When there is a need, you fulfill it. Never work on desires. Never work on hatred. Never work on passion. We have an intelligence. If there is a need, act upon it. If no need, throw it away. You are free. Through dharma, we can earn artha, wealth. And with the wealth, you spend it, use it to fulfill your desires. And after doing so for a while, maybe how long? 20 years maximum, you become free. I have no need for wealth, nor do I have anything further to fulfill. I have become free, free. This is what life is. Live and outlive. Live and outlive. Learn to discriminate. Do not allow any external situation to overwhelm or overpower you. On the other hand, allow the mind, teach the mind to overwhelm all kinds of impacts from the world. I have already told you this, but I will make a passing reference. This sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. Sri Krishna uses it twice in Bhagavad Gita. In the 5th chapter, Lapande brahmanirvānam rishayah kshīna kalmashaha chinnadvaitha yatātmanaha sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. He is speaking about the lofty state of Brahman Nirvana. Brahman Nirvana means the redemption coming from the knowledge of Brahman, the supreme reality. Those people who have that Nirvana, they are all right, provided they are interested in the welfare of all. See? In such a lofty spiritual state, he clubs it with sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. You have nothing to do or gain? No, I am fulfilled. If you are fulfilled, there are so many people around you. Take an interest in their welfare. Try to promote it. Maybe it is through knowledge contribution or physical needs like food, shelter and clothing. Now our ashram, we are primarily serving the need of the mind and the intelligence and the ego also. Our primary focus is Brahma Vidya. But in the process, when there is a need. See, one day I received a letter during the COVID times from the Panchayat. A letter has been written by a communist government. You know what is written in the letter by the president? Swamiji, no taxi is plying. Nothing is plying. Our workers who have work outside the Panchayat, they are not able to go. There is nothing. Something should be done for them. Will you please do? You know, I read the letter. I had tears and a lump on the throat. At another time they said, you see, there are a few more people who have to be given that injection, that inoculation. By the time the government arranges, it will take months. Can you do something about it? I called them, got in touch with people, medical people also, and said, what is the price? We arranged for 1,500 people to be inoculated. I never went to that place. Everything was done. See, what shall we do? And of all the people, why are they approaching the ashram? I am wondering. They have no other place. Trichur municipality chairman, he once asked for 1 week food supplies. I said, in Trichur there are a number of traders, industrial people. So Swamiji, we have gone to them and knocked several times. How much do you want? 1 week food supplies. We arranged them. But I am still surprised that from Trichur, which is a corporation, the cultural capital of Kerala, they had to come to an ashram in a remote village in a panchayat. We responded. As long as we have, we shall respond. And you know, it is so comfortable and happy. This truck which you saw here, one man telephoned me from Bangalore, Swamiji, I don't know him. I have got a truck full load with supplies. I can send it to the government, but the distribution may not be properly done. If I send it to you, you will do it properly. That what shall I do? I said, I have to think about it. Normally we are not prepared, equipped to handle such things. They have to be unloaded and so many things have to be done. Give me 5 minutes time. So 5 minutes I went and spoken to them. In my heart I felt like saying yes. And then one or two people also we consulted. I said, okay, you send. You know, there is no space in our ashram to reverse the truck. Such a huge affair. We unloaded all the materials. Some people came and helped us from the village, and they were stacked in our Satsang hall. What do you say? I am still fascinated, surprised at the way nature works. You see, we are ascetics. Shaven head means we are beggars of the first order. I refuse to even beg our devotees. They will not like me to go and beg. So I don't have the freedom to beg. And this is sarva bhūta hitē ratāha. An ascetic generally has fulfillment. When he is fulfilled, what will he do, you tell me? He will always think of others, what their needs, wherein lies their welfare. So this sarva bhūta hitē ratāha, sarva bhūta hitē ratatva is what? Simultaneous with, concomitant with this spiritual fulfillment. If spiritually fulfilled man lives here, he will always do something good for the others. Loka sangraha is another word. Krishna tells Arjuna, Loka sangraham evapi sampashyan kartumarahasi. For the sake of Loka sangraha, at least you should work, you should fight. He does not say you should fight for your kingdom. You should fight for regaining your glories. Fight for the sake of ensuring the operation of dharma safely in the land. A person like Duryodhana and the rest are obstructional. As a warrior, you alone can treat another warrior who is unrighteous. So it has got no personal implication at all. It's a question of what value should rule the society at large. It is a universal perception. Universal perception. There are a few verses in Bhagavad Gita which I would like you to say, only to tell you, everywhere are you not finding the touch of universality? Sarva bhūtastham atmanam, sarva bhūtani cha atmani, ikshade yoga yukta atma, sarvatra samadarshana. This is a verse from 6th chapter. Sarva bhūtastham atmanam. Please borrow ears and hear me. Check. See yourself as seated in all. You tell me the air you breathe, is it only in you or is in the whole of the earth? Then what about the mind which is subtler than the air? Will it be only in you or everywhere? What about the soul you refer to as the I? Is it going to hide within you? Huh? Sarva bhūtastham atmanam. Yourself is the same self in all. Sarva bhūtani cha atmani. All the beings. Will you understand? All the beings, I am seeing all of you. You are seated on your respective chairs. I am seated on my chair. I see all of you. Where? In my eyes? In my mind. In my mind, all of you are imprinted. Imprinted. Like shadows. Like reflections in a mirror. So where am I seeing you? Within me. All of you are seated in me. Sarva bhūtastham atmanam. Similarly, I am seated everywhere. Ikshade yoga yukta atma. A man who is integrated with yoga. Sarvatra samadarshana. This vision makes him see everything equal. equal, equal, co-existential with himself. புரியறதா உங்களுக்கு? ஆ ஆ We are eating only for this. Only to have knowledge. Only to understand the character of your mind, the nature of your mind, the nature of the inner presence in your body. Our body itself is made to experience this inner presence. Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mayi pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sajame na pranashyati. What a wonderful statement. He who sees me everywhere. We are going to the temple. We will cross the boundary wall. Walk, 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 walk. All those places we miss God. We go in front of the sanctum sanctorum. Only the face. Nothing else you like to see. So in all other places you miss God. Only in the face you see Him. So going to the temple, have you missed God more or got Him more? Huh? See the stealth in you. You are not answering me. By focusing on on the face of the deity, are you not missing Him everywhere? That is not the way. Yomam pashyati sarvatra. Go a few times to the temple and be a lover of God, a devotee of God, and start seeing Him everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Tasyaham na pranashyami. For such a person, I never get lost, and he will not be lost for me. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo madha. The most wonderful statement in Bhagavad Gita. The entire world should be seen as alike the self. You perceive the whole world through your senses. Through your senses you perceive them. Tell me, where is the perceiving process? Ennam pesami irukkel. The perceiving process, the mind wanted to perceive, directs the eyes. So the mind is the perceiver here, and the perceiving process also will be from the mind and in the mind. And the result of the process, namely perception, is also in the mind. So all perceived objects, where are they perceived? In the mind. And in the mind they are imprints. The imprints in the mind, imprints in the self, are they not the self? Huh? The reflections inside the mirror, are they not the mirror? Or there is anything more than the mirror in the reflection? What about the shade you form on the land, on the ground? So see everything as alike the self, alike the self, alike the self. Sukham va yadi va dukkham. And in the whole world, what is there? Only Sukha and duhkha, these two experiences. And the Sukha as well as duhkha, it is imprint of the self. The self alone reveals Sukha and duhkha. Nothing else is there. Is it clear to you when I say? Huh? Where are differences, my dear souls, now? In the 18th chapter, Krishna says at one point of time, he says, Yad ahankaram ashritya na yotsya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste prakristvam niyokshiti. Arjuna, Arjuna, this war is not made by you, caused by you. You are only one of the fighters in 4.5 million warriors. assuming ego that I am going to be the cause for this colossal war and destruction, if you think that I will not fight, it will only be an oral exertion. Prakriti swam niyokshidi. The huge nature will force you to fight. You have no place, individual place at all. That egocentric position has no meaning at all. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddha svena karmana kartum nechasi yanmohat karishyasya vashobi tad. Everybody is bound by one nature. It is nature that has molded everyone. The crucible is the nature. Everything is molded in that. We have our nature. This nature is propelled by the great nature. So it's all a natural course of events. Suppose you say, I will not fight. It is a sheer delusional resolve. Prakriti swam niyokshidi. Mother Nature will force you to fight. Are you understanding me? I am not explaining much because we have to close. Finally, what I have to say is, spirituality makes you a great performer, a great enjoyer, and a great sufferer. What? It makes you amply able to undergo any extent of suffering and any extent of joy. Sage Vasishtha tells Sri Rama, 16 years old, be a Mahakarta and a Mahabhokta. Be a mighty performer, a mighty enjoyer, and a magnificent sufferer. Your capacity to undergo suffering, to undergo happiness. You know, when I look at all of you and you are listening to me, I am also talking to you. I am very happy. I don't think your parents and your children will be so happy looking at you. And I have no expenditure at all. I only look at you and I feel happy. Can you imagine the happiness I have in terms of quantifying? You have happiness looking at 3 children. I have happiness looking at hundreds of people. So whose happiness is more? So become a mighty performer, a mighty enjoyer, and a mighty sufferer. Lastly, I have to tell you something. Madari vaparam yanti vishamani mriduni ja vishwasamiha bhūtāni sarvāni shamashalini. Oh, I don't know when I read this verse. I don't need anything else, my dear souls. Nothing is required. If I don't have food to eat, I will sleep. So nothing is needed. When I eat, nourish the body and I am living, these are sufficient. Madari vaparam yanti vishamani mriduni ja vishwasamika bhūtāni sarvāni shamashalini. Shall I stand up and talk? I want you to understand this message. Absorb it right here and now. When your mind is free from desire, what? Shamashalini. When the mind is graced by desire freedom, Matari vaparam yanti vishamani mriduni ja. The cruel as well as gentle animals equally come to you with as much of trust and faith as to their mother. Have you understood my words? Huh? No. See? When the mind is free of desire, you become so pure, so gentle, so immaculate, so placid, so homogeneous, so all-embracing, that cruel animals as well as gentle animals, both of them start coming to such a person with trust and confidence as if they are going to their mother. Are you able to measure the impact of inner goodness? What is it worth? Is it worth nothing or is it worth everything? Please know it. Every one of you is carrying such a treasure mind. And not knowing it, I don't know what. Whew. What is it that you are fighting for? Greedy after. You are full. The body is full with matter. And that body is full with the inner presence. Every bit and piece of which is blissful, blissful, peaceful, peaceful, homogeneous, homogeneous, ecstatic, full, full, abundant. Can you think of any object from the world entering into the mind to produce contentment? Huh? If you buy a car, will it enter you through the nose? Where will it stand? You only have a feeling that I have bought a car, and that feeling gives you delight. So what delights? The car delights or the mind delights? So where is the source of delight? So you are full, full, abundant, abundant. You don't need anything at all. So when you start dropping your desire, what do you become? You become the mother for all. Understand now what is this sarva versus oneself? I. That. What do you get? By fostering this constriction, by adoring it. Drop all the shackles of the mind and the intelligence. Become free, full, abundant, and ecstatic. All these are qualitative enrichment to the mind and the intelligence. No material stuff can nourish the mind and the heart. Knowledge alone can fill you inside. Mātarīva param yanti vishamāni mridūni ca vishvāsamiha bhūtāni sarvāni shamashalini. Is it not sufficient for you? Huh? Huh? Have you got some message? Yes. When will you actualize this? Ah, very good. Very good. Very good. This actualization means if you have an affinity for the message, you can actualize it. No, and nothing else is the qualification. You should feel fond of it. That fondness for it, receptivity, retention and attunement, these are the only ways by which this can be actualized, not by any other effort. Okay, let me stop. This center is there for like-minded people, seekers as well as devotees, to come here. This is a place meant for them. In a house it may not be, people may not feel free. That is why we have thought of setting up a center. At least come here and sit, close your eyes. If nothing else, read some pages of the book, whichever book you like. But it is an austerity if you come here and it will be a great contribution for the societal welfare. You must have that feeling and fervor in the matter. You must have gratitude, indebtedness, be grateful to all concerned. To form together a group, to establish a center is not easy. Once it is there, all of you should vie with one another to participate, come here and avail of the benefits which are present. So at least come here and sit. What is the harm? Close your eyes and see. Read a book or chant if you have any chanting to make. But they are arranging such programs. So this is very important. That is what I have to tell you. You know, the first Brahmavidya Sangh, Brahmavidya Center was formed in Jamshedpur, maybe in the 1960s earlier or 50s end. I went there, gave a talk, and some of them came and asked for Diksha. I gave them Diksha. Whenever people were initiated, I asked them, once in a week you should assemble in a house, spend at least 1 hour. I gave them a program also for that. And some shloka, Gita shlokas, and the first shloka is Matra Sparsha Astu Kaunteya, which we took up today. So from there, the whole movement has come, slowly and steadily. So please evaluate it properly and then try to do whatever you can, at least for your own self-ennoblement. It is very, very rare that anybody takes interest in Brahmavidya pursuit. In Krishna's language, thousands of people try in the path of devotion, but very rarely. No, he says, out of thousands, rarely one tries to think of me and know me. And out of such strivers, very rarely anyone comes to know of me. So it's a very rare factor. I think all of you are included in this rare group because of your association with this center and with us. Make use of it, evaluate it, and leave something good for your own successors, the coming generations. I think all of them will be feeling very grateful to you. Okay, let me stop. Samvedyavarjitamanuttamamekamadyam samvitpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri. Hari 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 Om Tas Jaya Guru. We shall have the conclusional Omkara once. Interlock your fingers and do the other things also once. Oh